Alrighty, good evening. It is what is it? 21:20 hours on Monday evening. I don't know what time of the day it is. It's got to be in the evening. It's 2100 hours, right? So okay, I was gonna go create a video on um, status of the United States Navy. I've been planning it accordingly on what to say. I even have a script written up. Um, and just things just drastically made uh, turned into a bad case scenario in the Middle East again. Well, behold, right again in the Middle East 2 days ago, when Hamas insurgents, militants, stormed across the Gaza Strip and not just uh, conducting incidental strikes or isolated strikes, um, with either military targets or civilians, Jewish civilians, but both, uh, and a coordinated bombarding terrorist strikes from three different aspects: sea, land, and air. Astonishing and also brutal. So, me on Facebook while I'm up here, actually, I was just reloading again, watching YouTube. As you can see, while I'm actually reloading, I'm on Facebook. I'm connecting with friends, and this is when it all starts. When people ask me the same questions, and I try to answer those questions by just creating a video. Unfiltered, unscripted. This is just my thoughts alone. Oh my gosh, what has the world gone into? Well, you know what? I shouldn't be surprised, because ever since we were born, any one of us, this world has been at war. Um, we what's astonishing about this. After living in this country for I've been here since 19. When did I get here? 86. 30. Okay, that's 37 years ago, right? Um, I have noticed a big difference in attitude between my attitude back then, when I was living in the Philippines, in 30 plus years in America. Remember, I was born back home and had lived a life for 25 years back home till I started my naval career here, and I'm retired now. Now you guys already know that. So, when you live in America, you're cocooned by a sense of there's this protective screen around you that America is different, because we're kind of screened from all this violence. Now, granted, we have our own problems. We have our own lawlessness problems, from thieveries to homelessness to gun violence that seems to happen every day. Our road rage on different aspects of driving, whether it be the local interstates or your local streets, and those seems to take the news. Yet, when you live in some of these foreign lands, you are confronted. These things that happens in America are trivial, are simple stuff in some of these countries. Terrorist activities, militancy in Israel, bombings that happens daily in Ukraine, a demilitarized zone that separates two countries in the Koreas, Muslim insurgency and communist militancy back home in the Philippines. That has been ongoing for 70 years. Um, so these are just a few uh, of some of what is transpiring that affects the daily livelihoods, if they even have any. And the majority of the population of the world. Yet, we in America have failed to appreciate what we have failed to be thankful of what we can be better with what we have. The vast opportunity that is provided us. I think there has been a decline in our a decline in our moral values this so many decades that has come by, from the 90s when the Cold War ended to our intrusion into the Middle East, which, if you guys don't understand, we need to stay away from that conflict. Even that's another topic of discussion. I'm not going to dive into history with the little I know about what's going on in the Middle East. That war has been ongoing since God created time. Yeah, no shit. Since God created time. But history books will only talk about the Jewish and Israel independence in 1948 to the first Arab or Egyptian War, 1948. So what's next? You can Google this up. I don't have it in front of me. 1956, then in 67, was it the 6-Day War? 1973 Yom Kippur War, and that is why they hit the Hamas group hit the Gaza Strip. Well, they didn't hit the because they live in the Gaza Strip, because of the significance of the 50-year anniversary of the 1973 war, if I'm not mistaken. Then after that, in the 80s was the first Lebanon invasion, and then 2005, 2006, the second Lebanon war, so on and so forth, and all of these other intrusions in between all of those. All right? So to us, when people ask me, hey, Marcus, this is where I stand, blah, 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 blah. What do you think? Dude, man, let's not even worry about where we stand. Because as of now, there are 1,500 estimated Israelis dead. 11 Americans, or 19. I've lost track. I've been following the reports the last 36 hours. And I'm just going by with what I know, all right? And what do I think? Dude, ladies and gentlemen, America, do we really need... Well, I guess we can talk about it. But it is not just fascinating, but we will never understand this. Your ordinary American is not going to be able to absorb the whys and the nots. Why are they killing each other? Well, they've been doing that since God created time. And they're fighting over it, not just over religion. Yes, it is over religion, but because of the very land that they are settled in right now. It is one side versus the other side is about existence. So both of them are fighting over existence, their right to exist on the same land that both opposing parties are willing to die for. Think about that. You are living, I live in a cul-de-sac, right? If you have an intangible amount of religious mixture in my cul-de-sac, it'll create conflict. Can we create conflict, America, simply because of what your neighbor eats and you can't? Or what he drives, or what you can't, or the economic, or the job description. Come on, man. We are so enamored here in not minding our own business that we just complain too much. This country just complains too much. There is enough opportunity for everybody to live. Just mind yourself. Imagine living in I guess 100, what is it, 4 by 75 kilometers. That is roughly, what, 300 square kilometers of most densely packed geography in the world. And they can't get together because you have a mixture of Jewish settlers and Arabs both living with a stone throw away from each other. Amazing. Peace had held in that strip of land since I'm assuming the first Israeli-Egyptian conflict, the Six-Day War. That would be 1967, right? I mean 73 likewise, which would have been the Yom Kippur War. Peace had held, and for peace to hold for 50 plus years, while your enemy is living among you, that is just an accomplishment that's beyond comprehension. In the country I came from, you have communist insurgents up north and Muslim insurgents down south, and they've been fighting each other for 70 plus years since 1956, and nobody's winning. It's a mixture of ideology and religion. Catholicism versus Muslims. They ain't gonna end. There will always be antagonism among each other. Imagine that. There are, right now, I do believe, if the numbers are right, 4.9 million Palestinians, and about 9 in a country which we call Israel now, of less than 10 million Jews. So those are the numbers. Then you have proxy parents of Iran assisting the Hamas group, the Hezbollah up north being assisted by Syria, right? And the Fatah organization, which is the peaceful arm. We normally talk about the military arm, right? But this is the peaceful arm of the PLO, supported by Jordan. Again, you can correct me here if I'm wrong. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the guy that could probably give you a history lesson on this. All I'm saying is that we don't need any conflict to start just by heated discussions on Facebook about this. I've been asked what's my take on it, and my take on it is not enough. It's already been 13 minutes since I've been talking to even discuss it in a 10-hour video. Nor would it be enough for anybody else to do that. We all have our own opinions, though our opinions should be based on the facts, on history, and not political. Let's not politicalize. Let's not politicalize. Is that the right term? Turn this into a political discussion, because that's how I see it's going to start. Let's just pray that this war gets averted and turns the other way. But hundreds of ordinary civilians have already died, has been brutalized and violently killed. And you know how the Israelis are going to react. We already know that. So to us Americans here in this country that has been secluded from all of this, let's just let's just shut up the damn nonsense, all the bravado. Let's just. Americans are good at that. I'll be honest with you. Americans are good at boisterous speeches, you know, till you've actually lived and experienced poverty, persecution, despotism. Just shut up, all right? Because you just don't know. You have no clue, and you're not qualified. So let me just put it that way. This is not going to end good. There will be more. There will be a lot more people that are going to die. Innocent people that are going to die. It's unfortunate because the antagonist and the protagonist, the military of both, well, Hamas doesn't have a military. It's a terrorist organization. Just like most organizations that has jumped that bandwagon. All they want to do is terrorize and kill. And it's not going to end good. Well, I don't know really what else to say. It's just that I had been fortunate. I thank this country for harboring me, for having a life here, for my family and my kids. I appreciate everything. It's unfortunate because we cannot harbor everybody, right? I mean, even now, we are at conflict with each other on what to do with illegal immigration. Though we know that most of them are not going to do us any harm. But yet, we are so accustomed to being isolationists that we don't want none to do with some of these poor folks. But that's another point of view that we could discuss some other time. So, the lighting sucks, huh? I can barely see my eyes. But anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, to the men and women that we have out there that are currently deployed, our brothers, sisters, sons, and daughters, we all love you, you know? You guys come on home. Yeah. There's just so many things swirling in my mind right now. You guys got any questions, issues, concerns, or even disagree with what I have to say? I'm just talking by the heart right now. My mind isn't even in it. Hey, my friends asked me what my thoughts are, so here we are. I'm creating another video. I go back to reloading here because I got a date here with a friend of mine on Thursday. He knows who he is, and start shooting again. So if you guys got any questions on real estate, shooting, anything about the Navy, or what the hell is going on in the world, you guys, you know how to shoot. I mean, shoot me a message, okay? And I will see you guys the next time. Post. Enjoy the evening.